So lately I've been watching a lot of Mermail videos, combo videos, deck profiles, stuff like that. Really interesting spot the deck is in. I feel like right now it's the most playable Mermails have been since like before Gumlar got banned, and going forward just getting better. We're not quite there yet. I think right now the deck's pretty good, but once the new Master Roll comes out, once the Deep Sea stuff comes out, once Christian, Needle Fiber, or Halifax, whatever it's called, comes out, this deck just gets way better. Now, one thing I've noticed though, currently, not a lot of people are playing these cards. Undine and Control. Obviously, I play 3 Undine, 1 Controller. Not a lot of people are playing it. I see a lot of people, they're playing the Frog package over this. The Frog package is great, don't get me wrong. But the thing with the Frog package versus this is I feel like the Frog package is mostly just extenders. And the Frogs are really only good if you have another water to discard. Like if you have 2 Swap Frogs in hand, that's great. Discard Swap Frog, special Swap Frog, search or send Ronin. Great. You get basically 2 extenders so you can just bring back the Ronin twice. Really, really good. But the issue with that is a lot of times an extra normal summon, and it doesn't really add as much as a card like Undine, Diva, or Prince would, Undine being the worst of 3 of course. But there's still a lot of cool things to do with Undine that I want to demonstrate. Now, these combos aren't like super explosive, multiple negates, interruptions, hand loops, whatever. It's just a lot of simpler combos that I think people should be aware of, because when you play a deck, this goes for any deck, you're playing Spirals, you're playing Mermail, you're playing, I don't know, 2012 windups, whatever. You gotta know the combos, even if you can't get the most explosive combo out, because a lot of times when you play Mermail, you're not gonna have Diva in your hand every time. You're not gonna have Teus in your hand every time. If you play Mermail, you know what I'm talking about, because you probably never draw Teus. But you might draw your Undine. You might draw your other cards you can combo with. So the first combo I want to show with Undine, really simple. It's nothing too explosive. If you have extenders, you can build on it, of course. You know, do your test hands. I've been doing so many test hands, man. Sitting at work with I bring my cards and just do test hands because I'm the only one there. But anyway. First combo. Probably my 2 favorite cards in the deck, to be honest. Undine and Instant Fusion. I have the biggest love-hate relationship with Undine because of Controller. That's not here nor there. So, what you want to do? You're going to want to summon Genex Undine. Use the effect. Send a water as cost. Ash me, please, because you just go super plus if you get ashed here. Send Dragoons. Add Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon effect will summon itself. Now, if Needle Fiber was that, we go to Needle Fiber. Also, a side I want to mention really quickly. Going forward, I think Undine will be pretty much a staple because you can just, like, send Rosenix and then make Needle Fiber and have a spare monster on board, which is like really good. But we'll get to that once Needle Fiber comes out and stuff. So anyway, you're at this step. You're gonna have to add the controller. You don't need the controller. It's just the brick. It's just there. I did order DT though, DT Genex controller because gotta have the high rarity brick. I got the Instant Fusion, of course, so we're gonna keep that in our hand. Link 2 into the brand new card that I am so happy got a hold of it. Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep has a few effects. The only effect I care about is the Fusion effect. I'm sure you guys know what it is. In case you don't know, you're going to want to summon a Fusion to a Link monster it points to, and its effect will activate to special summon a level 4 monster from the grave, or 4 or lower, I believe. But we're summoning level 4 in Dragoons. Now, this, I'm going to play Rare Fish over this. I'm playing Blood Dragon for now because I don't have Rare Fish. I ordered a Rare Fish. Rare Fish is better because less attack. You can bring it from the grave off roll an enemy, while this is 1900 and its effect is meaningless pretty much because you're never going to resolve it. So you do that. You're going to want to overlay these two. For Bahamut Shark, I love this card so much now. I barely play this card in Mermail until now. There's so many combos you can do. I'll leave a link in the description, by the way, to some of my favorite like Mermail combos and deck profiles over the past like month or so. You guys can check it out because I don't want to show the same combos they show because, you know, they did it first. So anyway, Detached Dragoons, special Toad from the deck. I'm not sure how the chain links work here. If you summon Toad and then search, or if it's, I don't really know. But either way, summon Toad. Dragoon's effects and activate. It doesn't matter what you search. If you have a way to get to Abyss Alcia, I recommend searching Infantry. If you don't, then I guess just get a Prince. It doesn't really matter too much. You don't do anything with it. So now we have this, and that's pretty much all you get off of this. So it's not like the most explosive combo, but in terms of card economy, we start with 2 and end with 5 because we have 3 on field, 2 in hand. So it is better that we have 1 negate. Not the most explosive thing, but something that might come up. Now if you have an extender, right? Let's say you have an extender. So this could work with Aqua Spirit, this could work with the Tenyi Spirit, it doesn't really matter. If you have the Tenyi Spirit, obviously you want to summon it first because you have to special it when you have no monsters. Let's say it's Aqua Spirit. Now I do play Aqua Spirit in the deck, this one has no sleeve, it's not on my deck. Anyway, let's say you have Aqua Spirit here, so what you want to do, banish the Lapis Dragon, doesn't really matter, just as long as you don't banish the Dragoons, because I'd rather have Dragoons in grave. Summon your Aqua Spirit, and then you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't have Appaloosa, but here's my Appaloosa proxy. Because Appaloosa is $100, so I figured it was fitting. So an Appaloosa, and I guess like in theory, you have 4 negates, right? Which is really cool off of 2 cards. I use 4 negates loosely because I feel like negates off of Appaloosa are just inherently easier to get over compared to, say, negates you would see from a Pendulum board a few months ago. We'd have like Odd Eyes Vortex, Jackal King, whatever it's called, the Cerberus, and Borealis Savage Dragon, because those are separate cards. Well, you have, 3 negates on one card, which, I mean, you could just force a negate and then attack over it. Isn't that great? But it's still something, something to work around. So I do think Appaloosa going forward is going to be like pretty much mandatory, because it just offers so much for this deck. In a couple months, I plan on going to, there's a Brooklyn Regionals and there's a YCS in Connecticut. I forget where in Connecticut. They're both pretty close. I want to go to at least one of them, and if I go, I'm going to have to get an Appaloosa, because there's so many combos I do with this deck where I'm like, man, if I had Appaloosa, it'd be way better. Anyway, next combo. So for this combo, we're going to want to have Abystius and Genex Undine. Unfortunately, another combo with Abystius. I really don't like combos that use Abystius, because I feel like there's just so many of them, and I feel like the best ones are with Dragoons or Diva. But then the issues with that is, your Diva's going to get ashed, and if your Diva gets ashed, you lose. Unless Needle Fiber comes out, then you can make plays. I'm rambling. But what you want to do here, and there's a few different lines you can go with this too, by the way. Summon Undine. If you play the deck, you might be able to figure it out. But Summon Undine, we're going to send Dragoons, use Dragoon's effect, add ourselves Prince. Then we're going to use Abystius' effect. We're going to discard Prince, special Abystius. We're going to use Prince's effect, bring back Dragoons. We're going to get ourselves, where is it? Get ourselves the Abyss Gun, wherever it may be. Where's my Abyss Gun? There you go. We are then going to link the Abystius and the Dragoons. Doesn't really matter, I guess, what you link, as long as you get rid of the Abystius. And we're going to go into the Coral Enemy, which, again, very, very good card. Use Coral Enemy's effect, bring back the Prince, so we can use Undine and Prince in the same turn, which is awesome. Use Prince's effect, send Dragoons, add Megalo, send Dragoons, add Dragoons, add Megalo. And then from here, like, this is the thing I don't like about this combo, is you gotta play a generic rank 2 water, whether it be Mistar Boy or Crystal Heart. I have seen a list, actually. I'll link in the description if I can find it. It's more of an idea from the deck list that I really liked, where they played one of the Seahorse, and then one Battle Ocean, and then one Crystal Heart. And like, you could do some cool stuff with that, which I might be able to demonstrate later, but I'll leave the link in the video in case you guys want to see that person's deck profile. But anyway, so here what you want to do is you're going to have to link these two away, because you got to get the Coral Enemy out of the way. And I'm going to summon Starboy. I really want to cut Starboy. Once Master Roll changes come out, I'm definitely cutting it, but you kind of have to play it, which really sucks. And then we're going to use these two. Discard these two. Special summon Megalo. Megalo always lasts in the chain link because you don't really care if you lose the scale. We're going to bring back the Abystius. And then we're going to use Dragoons. Now here, unfortunately, we have 6 waters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waters. So we can't drop Moulin here. But what we can do is we can get Marksman, or Infantry rather. Get Infantry. Overlay these two into the water rank 7 of choice. I'm pretty sure the only option we have, and the best option we have, is Abystius. And then we're going to link away the Undine and the Mistar Boy. And we're going to go into Abyssalacia. We're going to attach the Mizuchi to the Abyssalacia. You could attach the guys if you really want to. It doesn't really matter. I prefer to attach the Abyssalacia. I did test against Cyber Dragons, though, again, to end the sneak peek. And that was really annoying because Alacia would just get linked away into Mega Fleet or whatever. But, in theory here, you have 1 Spell Negate, 1 Monster Negate, and a Pop, which isn't bad off of just 2 cards. And then again, like, if you have Extenders, there's more you can do. And, these combos, they're not the most explosive. I understand that. But, you're not always going to have super explosive combos in your hand. And I think it's important to know things like this. And I think Undine's still worth playing. Because I was doing test hands, right? What I do, quick tangent, I guess. What I do when I'm testing a deck is instead of doing, like, one hand shuffle, I like to do something like this. And this goes with any deck, not just Mermail. So we're going to shuffle a deck. I'm not really shuffling it too great. But what I do is, since I'm playing exactly 40 cards, it works out a bit easier. Hit the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This hand's not terrible. We got Moray agreed. I could, get other stuff. I got Prince. Got Call by the Grave, which I think Call by the Grave going forward super important because everyone's gonna play Drolls. Call by the Grave is really good. Next hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a good example right here, right? So I drew the brick. Now, if I were playing Frogs, this would be a Ronatonin instead, which doesn't make a difference. So that's kind of how I test between like, oh, should I play Undine or should I play a Frog? And it, you know, it might not make a lot of sense to some of you, but I just like doing it. And of course, I'm not drawing. I'm not drawing any Undines. Like I feel like in most hands that I did this with, I would have rather had Undine than a Frog. Like in this hand, it doesn't really matter too much actually, because what I'll probably do with this hand is just discard these two, summon Megalo, get Prince, but or maybe get Diva, then Instant Future Millennium Eyes. But yeah, that's kind of just a little thing I want to mention. Also, people asked me to do a deck profile. Excuse me. I don't really want to do one yet because I don't have like a settled list. I'm really back and forth between a lot of things. I'm playing Gameciel. I feel like the thing with Gameciel and just going second cards, I think I'm playing Ash too in my main deck, am I? And going second cards in general is, I feel like, I feel like it's better, I'm not playing Ash actually, I feel like it's better to play Mermail right now, going first, because if you play a going second variant, which plays a lot of hand traps, those cards do nothing going first, while if you play a going first variant, like, I feel like going first variants have a better chance going second than going second variants do going first, because there's more dead cards for a going second variant going first than a going first variant for going second, if that makes sense. Like if I were to go second, Instant Fusion becomes Mind Control basically, because I just go to Thousand Eyes. Or if I'm going first, I summon Mud Dragon, or I summon Millennium Eyes for Hand Trap. While Gameciel, it's just a blank water. But if it was like a Phantasme, if this was a Droll Lockford or something, going first, it would do nothing. Granted, you could hold the card in your hand and it'd be good for next turn. Sure, I get that. Impermanence as well, you could just set it. That's just my theory. So that's pretty much my long tangent about Genex Undine and a little bit about Mermails. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If there's any way I could extend on that combo, let me know. Because Mermail is one of those decks where, depending on the variant you play, you can just extend so many different ways. Funny thing about all those combos, actually, I just realized, is if I had Swap Frog and any other water in addition to that, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to get another Toad out, which would be amazing. I think you could do double Toad Appaloosa, which is pretty cool. Either way, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoy. Gonna make a video soon about cards you should pick up for Mermails going forward, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.